I'm Jennifer Angel. These are your stars, Pisces. Now, if you have been dealing with some family issues, then this week they can all start to click in. Okay, so I want to say that, but also there's a lot more coming up around your domestic home and family. But let's just deal with what's happening right now. So you have Venus in your solar fourth house of home and family. Anything to do with domestic matters, it can also, with Venus involved, you could also be thinking of moving and, selling if you own your property or moving into a new home. So that could also be on the cards or in the stars, let's say. Um, also, also, let's look at the retrograde. So it does go retrograde on the 16th. Now, over this period, you want to be careful of the way that you confront people. You know that old saying, sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And that's what I feel that needs to be done here with Venus sitting in that area. Because anything to do with Venus is all about relationships. So now there is a new moon happening at the end of this week on the 20th. So it's right on the cusp of your solar third and fourth house. So it's right in there in your family zone. And it's also an eclipse energy, which means it's a more intense energy. So anything that happens with the moon can be emotional. Anything that happens with the new moon is like a fresh start, okay? But it's almost like the fresh start doesn't happen without some strong emotion before it, okay? So there's also two aspects to do with Pluto this week as well. And one aspect, it consults with your intimate life, and it's like this triangle on your intimate life, friendships, and in your family zone. So all that to me sort of comes together because whenever Pluto is involved, Pluto is known as a planet of transformation. So it tends to sort of break things down. It'll do a couple of things. It'll break things down if they're not working, so you can build it up. So it does send you into chaos somewhat at the time. But out of that chaos comes a better situation. So it's almost like you've got to go through the chaos before you can start building up and get to the better situation. The other thing that it highlights to you, particularly if it's Venus involved, if anybody is being insincere in your life, it's almost like you'll be magically handed the information, so you'll know what's happening, why it's happening. So it's going to be pretty hard for anybody to pull the wool over your eyes during this period of time. Okay, now with Mars involved and Mars sitting there in your solar seventh house of partnerships, and Pluto in your 11th house of friendships. So you want to be careful of friendships that you have, that you don't overstep the mark, you with them or them with you. There are boundaries that need to be in place for relationships, and if somebody is continually crossing that boundary to getting right in your face, then maybe this energy with the eclipse will be the time that you can part company or change the dynamic between you, okay? But as I said, when things change like this, it's generally there'll generally be some confrontation or some confronting or challenging situation that makes you do that before you can move on, okay? But what I want you to know is that you will move into a better place, all right? Now let's have a look at the other movement coming up in your solar chart. So in your third house there, which is the house of communication, media, commerce, it's ruled by Mercury. Mercury is sitting in there right now, still this week, right up until another 10 days, okay? Then it moves into your family area, so you can get ready for some communication to happen on a family level once that moves in. But back to the solar third house. Also, there's Jupiter in there. Now, Jupiter is there for another month. On the 12th of June, it moves out, and that moves into your family area. So So just to finish off on the family and the home, when that happens in another 4 weeks' time, that's likely to be the end of the situation, whatever you're dealing with in that area. So something comes to a close, is renewed, and you move on in far better standing. Okay, so that's the good news coming up. But right now, still, all these planets are still all sitting in your solar third house of media. Good for connecting with people, good for forming relationships. You could find yourself in the public eye somewhat as well. So it's very, very good connections happening there. So it's like you're getting a momentum that's coming together at the moment. And with every week that goes by, Pisces, you're getting just closer and closer to your goals. Okay, so don't want to get despondent. I do like to tell you how I see it, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. And you have to remember, life is full of challenging and supportive situations, and both are necessary for your overall self-growth. Okay, lots of love and luck to you. Thank you for watching. I'm Jennifer Angel. See you next week.